Hey everyone, it's Maria from The Pages of Ink, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Fate of 10 by Pittacus Law. This book kicks off straight after the 5th Lorien Legacies book called Revenge of 7. So if you haven't read that book, then I'm going to have to say bye-bye to you guys, because although this is a spoiler-free review for this book, it will be spoiling the previous aspects of this series. So this is the 6th book in the Lorien Legacies series. So bye-bye, and I'm sorry to see you leave, but I am giving this book almost 4 stars, so you guys should totally head on the train to Lorien. Just before I'm going to begin, I'd like to thank Penguin Random House for sending me this copy to review, and sorry it took me so long to review it. Also, this is completely 100% honest, so I wasn't paid or anything to endorse this book. These are just all my opinions, and Penguin just happened to send me this book. So on to the review. So the basic synopsis that's going on in the start of this book is Marina, 8 and Adam are at the sanctuary thing, and they've just come out of the sanctuary when they met with the entity, so the half-8, half-spirit Lorien thingy in the sanctuary, and so they don't really know what to do. And then John and Sam are in New York fighting against the Mogadorians, who have just attacked New York, and then 5 and 9 are just somewhere out in New York somewhere. But yeah, everyone's in chaos, the world is being attacked by Mogadorians, and everyone's pretty much freaking out, and they've kind of lost hope because there's just so many attacks going on that they don't really know what to do. The Guard is pretty much struggling to deal with the onslaught of Mogadorian soldiers, and they just don't really know what they should be going for and what they should be doing to try and win this war. The past 2 books in the series, The Fall of 5 and Revenge of 7, kind of let me down because they got a bit boring and they dragged out. There was just too many perspectives, but this book brought back the elements of the series that I really enjoyed, and so I really liked it for that aspect. It is told from the dual perspective of John and 6, and they're like the best narrators, so I was really excited when I realized it was John and 6. I just love those two. And Ella does pop in there at some times, so that was really interesting to read from her perspective. I really liked how in this book we delve more into the past of Lorien, and we know its downfall, but we don't really know what happened before that or what led to Cetricus Ra becoming the person who he is. So you really do get to develop that in this book, and I really liked that, because we've always known Cetricus Ra as the leader of the Mogadorian army, but we never really knew how he got there. We knew he was previously part of the Lorien community, so yeah, you really learn how Cetricus Ra turned into the monster that he is today. We also learn about his wife and his daughter, who led on to have Ella, you know, in the grandchildren. That did not make sense at all. But we learn more about Cetricus Ra before he was evil and how he came about being or becoming evil. It's really cool to see the progression of him being a normal, if not slightly weird, Lorien citizen turning into what he is now. And also you get to find out about the origin of the scar around his neck, which I thought was really interesting. The general characterization and development of Cetricus Ra was really enjoyable, and I really liked that. My favorite character for this book would definitely be 6. Maybe it was just because it was told in her perspective for a lot of it. I just have always really liked 6. She's just so strong and powerful, and even though she doesn't let anything tear her down, she's just always fighting and going, and I really liked that. And also 9, because he's super hot and his banter and wit is just really good. The plot will take you up and then down and then up and then down and then like really excited and then really scared and then it goes everywhere. The great thing about Pittacus Law is that it's always action-packed. There's always something happening, always another fight. There's just so many things going on, so you can't put this book down. Even though I read it really disjointedly across a couple of months because I had a lot of things going on, yeah, it grips you to the story, and that's what I've always loved across his books, is that you can't stop reading. You just want to find out more and more, and the characters are always going through all these different fights and battles against the Mogadorians, and yeah, you just want more of it. I have been a big fan of this series for quite a long time. I think I started reading the first book, I Am Number 4, like 2, maybe even 3 years ago, so I've known this series for quite a long time, and I've been quite a big fan of it. I haven't really been in the fandom or anything, but I've always really enjoyed this series, even though it's not really filled with much substance. It's not morally challenging most of the time. There are some bits in there, but it's just one of those series that you just want to read just for the enjoyment of reading, not to learn anything amazing, not to be awoken to new ideas and themes and people. It's just pure enjoyment, and I really liked that. My only criticism of this book would probably be that just some of the individual characters were losing their voice, and maybe it was just because the struggle of the war was kind of pounding down on them, but I felt like they were just, you know, giving up, and I didn't like that, because throughout the whole series they've always been going, fighting against Mogadorians, killing them, and like just being really powerful, and then to see them kind of slip back from that and just start giving up, like I don't know what to do, that was a bit sad, but you know, it fit with the book, so I was okay with it. Although the writing style isn't really anything special, the characters aren't extravagant or just anything super complex, they can be kind of two-dimensional at sometimes. You just want to keep reading this series, and I don't really know how to describe it in any other way. I'm kind of annoyed that I have to wait a whole year after that cliffhanger, because this book ends on a pretty big cliffhanger, if I do say so myself, and you know, you just want the next book, so we're gonna have to wait a long time, but it's okay. I promise you that it's really worth it. I don't really remember, there weren't many boring parts, as I found in like the last two books, as I said, weren't really my favorite, but this was a really great ride. If you're looking for betrayal and fantasy and superpowers and characters going crazy and fighting and all action stuff, then this is a great book for you. And if you've already watched this video so far, then you probably know how, you probably like this series. So yeah, I really recommend reading Fate of 10. You learn more about Ella 10, obviously, because that's in the title, but yeah, she kind of develops a lot more in this book. The reason I'm not giving this book 5 stars out of 5 is because I'm pretty special with those 5 stars. They have to be like a perfect book, they have to fit everything that I want in a book, so I'm giving this almost 4 stars just because it was really enjoyable, but it's not, I don't know how to put it. I really enjoy this series, but it doesn't challenge me in any way that 5-star books do. So I'm giving this almost 4 stars just for enjoyment. I loved the characters, I loved the action, just it's really good. So you guys should definitely check this book out if you're reading the series and you want to know if it's worth reading the next book. I totally give it like a thumbs up. I think you should go read it. I'm also really excited that the next book will be the last one, because what I've found with this series is that Pittacus lore likes to drag things out, and that is what I found. That was like my main problem with the last 2 books, is I felt like it was slow, and I just wanted to know, like the Mogadorians had already attacked, and it was just taking too much time. I just wanted everything to move faster and get this series wrapped up. So I am pretty happy that the next book will be the last one, although I'm sad to see this series go. If you guys have read this book, or if you're interested about reading this book, then drop me a comment below. Tell me who your favourite character is in this book and who your favourite character is in the whole Lorien Legacies series. It could be one of the guard, it could be one of the human people, it could be Pittacus if you really like him. So yeah, just let me know in the comments down below, and if you guys want to, I have a Twitter and a Goodreads, so they're both at The Pages of Ink, and there'll be links in the description if you want to go check those out. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!